Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be doing a spinal flow, so getting into all of the movements of our spines today. We'll go forward, backward, side to side, and really just get you feeling mobile and hopefully a little bit younger in your spine. There is a saying in yoga, you are only as young as your spine. So our goal here today is to make our spines feel a little juicier, a little more full of energy, and in turn make the rest of our bodies and minds feel the same. I'm going to start off in a comfortable seated position. So I'm just sitting cross-legged. That feels pretty good to my body, and I don't feel like there's a lot of tension in my hips or in my lower back. And if you sit cross-legged and that is the case, you have tension, it's not quite comfortable, you could always sit up onto a blanket or a block to be a little kinder to your pelvis. If that doesn't work, you can try another seat. You can have your knees tented or your legs extended out in front of you. You're also more than welcome for this first part to sit in a chair if that makes your back and your hips feel more comfortable. So the most important thing is that you feel that you can start with a little bit of ease. Find a place that feels easy for you. Rest your hand somewhere in your lap. Close your eyes. Maybe tuck your chin a little towards your chest. Take a breath in and a breath out. Open your eyes as you inhale, reach your arms up over your head. You can follow with your gaze if that feels good. As you exhale, lean over to your left, bringing your left fingertips to the floor. If you're sitting in a chair, just down to the side of the chair, you can reach towards the floor as much as possible and reach your right arm over your head. Your neck could be doing whatever feels comfortable here. And then imagine that there's like a piece of hanging fruit over here, something that you want to pick. And so you just reach a little further, you grab on, I'm going to pretend mine is an apple, and you grab the apple and you're just going to reach over and you're going to hand it over towards your right, let it go, and then reach back over. You're going to pick another piece of fruit here. Reach and grab, and you're putting in a little basket over here on the right. We're going to do that one more time. Place that fruit in the basket. Reach your right arm up. Reach your left arm up. Again, you could follow your fingertips with your gaze. Notice the difference between the sides of the torso. And then bring the right hand down and the left arm over. First, you'll just take a breath here, getting into this side bend. And then you're going to reach over. You're going to pick that imaginary fruit. Maybe this time it's a pear or an orange. And you drop it in your basket. And you reach over. You can look at it if you want, and you drop it off. And 3 pieces of fruit, or 6 total, I guess, today, is plenty. That's all you need. So you reach that last one over there into the basket. Then you reach your left arm up. You reach your right arm up. You're going to interlace your fingers, push your palms towards the ceiling as you inhale. Again, you could follow with your gaze if that feels good. Inhale again here, reach really tall. As you exhale, pull your hands down in front of your chest, round your spine back, pulling your belly button back towards the back of the mat. Kind of a cat-shaped spine. As you inhale, lift your arms up. You can pull them a little back so you feel a stretch across your chest. Maybe look up. Exhale, round forward, hands about chest height. Let's do one more like that. And then reach the arms up as you inhale. Unlace the fingertips. As you exhale, you're going to twist over to your left, just dropping your hands down wherever they feel comfortable. The first time, take a breath, kind of relax your shoulders. As you inhale, you're going to come back to center. You can lift your arms all the way up. As you exhale, you're going to go back to your left. We're going to do that one more time, inhaling to the center. And exhaling to the left. Same thing to the other side, inhaling to the center Exhaling to the right. And this first one, take a breath, linger for a moment. And then inhale back to the center. And exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Last twist over to the right. Inhale to the center. Reach both sets of fingertips up. As you exhale, find a bit of a forward fold. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can keep your legs crossed, or you could bring the soles of your feet together. If you are seated another way, feel free to adjust your legs as well. If you're in a chair, just fold forward over your thighs. You can even rest your forearms on your thighs, or you can reach your hands down towards the floor. Just want to feel a little bit of space in your lower back, maybe moving side to side a bit. Feel free to come as far into this forward fold as feels good to your body. And then inhale, you're going to slide your hands back in. From wherever you are, you're going to take a moment and you're just going to shake out your hands. You're going to shake out your legs, roll your ankles and your wrists, and then you'll make your way to a table pose. Feel free to cushion your knees with your blanket if you like. Or just set it off to the side for later. Spread your fingers nice and wide as you come to your table pose. Your index finger wants to be pointing straight forward towards the front of the mat, kind of parallel to the long edge of the mat. Shrug your shoulders back. You can have the tops of your feet flat or your toes tucked under. You can experiment as we go to see what feels like it's giving you more kind of zhuzh in your spine. As you inhale, drop the center of your chest, roll your shoulders back, come back to that cow-shaped spine a little bit. As you exhale, lift your belly up, tuck your chin towards your chest, tuck your tailbone under, find your cat-shaped spine. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Moving at your own pace. And in the range of motion that feels kind of gently stretchy to your body. Let's do one more set. And from there, you're going to, as you lift up into that cat shape, staying in that cat shape, on your inhale stage, start to take your spine over to your right and then down through cow pose. As you exhale, bring your spine up to the left through cat pose. Rolling your spine in a big circle. As if you're trying to touch all of the inside parts of the imaginary barrel that you have just put around your torso. Let's do one more over here to the right. And then as you come up and you're in that cat pose again, you're going to go to the left. Rolling everything around. Let's do one more over to the left. Coming back to that cat pose as you inhale. Now come to a neutral spine. Walk your hands a little bit out in front of you, shoulders beyond your wrists. You can even wiggle your hands here a little bit if your wrists got a bit tired. Come forward through your plank as you inhale. As you exhale, lower your chest and chin. You want your butt to stay sticking up in the air. I know that sounds silly, but that's what you want. You want your chest and your chin to touch down first. So your knees, your chest, and your chin are about on the floor. And then you're going to tuck your pelvis down. Lift the center of your chest. Shrug your shoulders back. Any height of cobra works just fine here. Exhale, release, press down into your hands, lift back towards a child's pose, hips towards the heels. Leave your hands on the floor in front of you. They might slide a little bit one direction or the other, but they're fully extended, the arms. As you inhale, come back to that low plank. Knees are down, and then chest and chin come down. You're hugging the elbows into your sides, you tuck your pelvis down, and you lift the center of your chest, creating a little wave through your spine. Exhale to release, push back, child's pose. We're going to do one more like that. Wiggle out your wrists if you need to. And then inhale to low plank. Exhale, chest and chin. You You should feel very foolish at this point. As you tuck your pelvis down, you kind of inchworm your chest forward and lift it. Exhale, go back to that child's pose. Feel free to take your knees a little wider if you like now, and we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Crawl the fingertips forward, lift the palms of the hands away from the mat so you feel a bit of a stretch. If your forehead is not a fan of touching the floor, feel free to put a block or a blanket underneath of it so that you can really relax your face. All right, palms come down to the mat. You're going to slide your hips forward. As you slide your hands back, return to your table pose. And here, I encourage you to close your eyes so that you can just feel what feels good instead of worrying about what looks good. And just wiggle through your spine in any way that feels pleasant. It can be a cow-cat shape or a barrel shape. It can be just a weird, organic, funky shape. Any movements here that feel pleasant, make your spine feel good. I think one of the easiest ways, the fastest ways to feel a little rejuvenated, a little bit younger, is to not worry about how you're supposed to do things and just enjoy the fact that you're moving your body. Imagine that it's all new. Just testing out, look at this cool body that I have. What can it do? What's it capable of? Amazing things. All right, when you're ready, you're gonna open up your eyes. You're gonna come back to a kind of a neutral spot. You're gonna tuck your toes under. You're gonna push back through the arches of your feet. As you exhale, start to lift up through your spine. So you're coming through that cat pose. Maybe you can hover your knees and really slowly you can start to straighten your legs, pushing yourself back to downward facing dog. And perhaps you decide to stay there and kind of move around a little bit. Feel free to come back to table and move there if that feels better today. And again, don't worry about what it looks like or what you think it should be. Just worry that it feels pleasant, it feels good. Any movements are totally appropriate here. That's why closing your eyes can be so nice, because you can just focus on sensation. I'm turning my toes in and then turning them out just because that feels really nice for my ankles. It looks ridiculous, but who cares? When you're ready, you can walk your feet towards your hands and come to dangle nearish the front of your mat. Again, do what feels really nice for your spine here. If you want to come and sit back in your chair, if you were sitting in a chair earlier, and fold forward from there again, it's a really kind of nice low impact way to release your spine. You're more than welcome to do that if folding forward in a standing position is a little bit intense. And what you feel more is like all the blood rushing to your head and you're worried that when you get up you're going to be really dizzy. Take a seat to do this, even if you weren't using a chair earlier. This is just about decompressing your spine. As long as your knees are bent, it doesn't matter if you're standing or sitting. We are going to stay here for another couple of breaths if it feels good. Any movements that are nice. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Your hands can come onto your shins or your thighs. If you're still seated, feel free to just lift up so your spine is parallel to the earth. Exhale to release all the way to that forward fold. Press into your heels if you're standing. If you're sitting, you're going to press your tailbone to the chair and then see if you can roll yourself one vertebrae at a time all the way back up so that the crown of the head faces the ceiling. You're welcome to take your arms up or to let your arms be heavy today. As you exhale, simply bring your hands in front of your heart. Again, this next one will work standing or seated, so feel free to be wherever feels good to you. We're going to come back to that side stretch. When you're ready, lift your arms up over your head. As you exhale, you're going to bring your left hand down and your right arm over, and this time imagine you're reaching all the way up and over. The tree for your fruit is right beside you, and you want to reach all the way over to the other side. Inhale back to the center, and then exhale, reach up and over. One more inhale to the center. Exhale up and over. Inhale to the center, let both sets of fingertips come up. Feel free to follow with your gaze. And then exhale over to the right, reaching over the tree. So you want to kind of hollow out this side of the body. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, reach up and over. One more like that. You want to really feel the sides of your waist stretching and reaching. Reach both sets of arms up now as you inhale. As you exhale, one more forward fold. Inhale immediately to a halfway lift, spine roughly parallel to the earth. As you exhale, fold. Inhale to roll up to the sky. As you exhale, let your hands come in front of your heart. Take a deep breath here. And then make your way to standing at the front of the mat. You can always have your chair or a wall handy, or your blanket handy for underneath your knees here. We're going to come through a little sun salutation. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, fold forward, stick your buns out behind you. Inhale, find a halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your fingertips down. You're going to step your left foot back and bring your left knee to the floor. You can untuck your toes or cushion your knee if that's more comfortable. Lift the center of your chest. As you inhale, roll your shoulders back. As you exhale, round your spine, and you can pull your right knee a little back. It's not about straightening your right leg. It's about lifting up and coming into a bit of a cat-shaped pose. If you like, you are more than welcome to grab blocks here to help you come into that cat-shaped pose. As you inhale, you come forward, you can drive your hips forward, you can lift your chest, you roll your shoulders back, you find that little cow shape. And then as you exhale, round to cat shape. If you want, you can straighten your leg here, but it's certainly not necessary. I'm more concerned about your spine. I'm going to do one more like that, lifting up the chest, inhale, rounding the spine, exhale. Inhale, come forward into your lunge. Your front knee is over your front ankle here. Move your blocks to the side if you were using them. Plant your hands. You're going to take your hips back and set your right knee next to your left knee. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, cow. Exhale, as you come through cat, tuck your toes under. Again, nice and slow. See if you can lift your knees, straightening your legs. Come to your downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here. Enjoy it. Can always return to table at any point if that's more comfortable to move from. The next inhale, we're going to slide ourselves forward to a plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Drop your knees to the floor. Chest and chin come to the mat. Toes are untucked. Tuck your pelvis down. Lift the center of your chest. You might be able to come a little bit higher now. As you exhale, release. Move back towards your child's pose. Feel free to take your knees wide. You're taking just one deep breath here. Inhale, slide your hands under your shoulders. Come back to your table. Tuck your toes under. Slowly lift your knees and come to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right foot to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot up between your hands. You can walk your fingertips a little forward or place your hands on blocks if that makes this easier. Bend your left knee and step your left foot next to your right. Find your forward fold as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to roll yourself all the way up. Exhale, your hands will land in front of your heart. Inhale, bring your arms up over your head. Exhale to fold forward. Stick your bum out behind you. Inhale, you can straighten your legs on half lift and even leave your fingertips on the floor if you're ready. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right knee back. Bring your right knee to the mat. Fingertips, or I really like hands on blocks because I can get a little more movement in my spine here. You're going to inhale, lift the center of your chest, roll your shoulders back. You're going for that cat shape, so you're opening up the front of your torso. And then as you exhale, you pull your belly button back. You can already be tucking your tailbone under. You will have your left knee come back. Your left leg could go straight, but it's certainly not required here. As you round and you create that cat shape, you feel the back facets of your vertebrae opening. 2 more. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. All right, inhale your way forward. Front knee is approximately over the front ankle. Move any props out to the side. Take your left knee back next to your right knee. Hands are right under the shoulders. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. As you round up through that cat, tuck your toes under. Slowly lift the knees, making your way to downward facing dog. And again, we're going to linger, so just enjoy your down dog. If you're really frisky, you could come to plank here and hold a plank. You could add push-ups if you want, or you could just do a little half vinyasa if you feel like you need to move your body a little more vigorously. If you feel like you need to move your body a little less vigorously, you can always drop to table, or even take a child's pose here. All of these things are really good for your spine. And that's what's important. When you're ready, inhale forward to a plank. Exhale, knees come down first, then chest and chin come down. Untuck your toes, suck the pelvis down, lift the center of the chest. Exhale to release, move back, child's pose. Just a deep breath, maybe wiggling out your wrists. And then inhale forward, table pose. Tuck your toes, round that spine up, come to downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot to the sky. Exhale to step the left foot forward. You can bring your fingertips forward, put your hands on blocks, soften the back knee, and step up. Find your forward fold with soft knees. Inhale, half lift. Feel free to straighten the legs. Exhale to fold. Inhale to roll yourself up to the sky. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. We're going to add on a little bit. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale, find halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your fingertips down, step your left foot back, leave your left knee lifted. That was like a tongue twister today. Walk your fingertips to frame your right foot. Again, you might like to have props underneath your hands. Gives just a little bit of extra space. As you inhale, lift the center of your chest, shoulders back. As you exhale, round the spine. And because your back knee is not on the floor, you have a lot more space here. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, open the back of the body. You don't really need to straighten your leg. If you want to, you can, just because why not? Do what feels good. You have one more, opening the chest, opening the back of the body. Inhale, come back to that lunge position. The left hand stays planted on the floor. You're going to reach out to pick your imaginary orange or apple or whatever fruit it is. Pick it. And then take it all the way up to the sky. As you inhale, the basket is way back by your back foot, so you're going to take your arm all the way back, drop your fruit, and then swing that arm back underneath your shoulder. Move any props out to the side. Plant your hands down, step back, downward dog, or if you prefer, table. Inhale, slide yourself forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Untuck the toes, tuck the pelvis. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to release. Move back straight to table or to downward facing dog this time. Take a deep, full breath here. Inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot to the front of the mat. You're going to turn to your left toes towards the long edge of your mat. So you're setting up for a warrior two. You can always place a block underneath your right hand. Reach forward, pick an imaginary fruit with your left hand. Sweep it all the way up and place it into a basket as far back behind you as you can. When you find that basket, you set the fruit down, but now it's time to stand all the way up. So you lift your right arm up and you come to warrior two. Turn your gaze forward over your right fingertips. Relax your shoulders a little bit. Feel free to take a hair adjustment moment if you need one. As you inhale, you're going to turn your right palm up and reach a little forward. And then as you exhale, fold back, bring your left hand to your left thigh, bring your right arm up over your head. And again, you're reaching over and up as if an imaginary tree has just appeared right here on your left side. You have to reach over it. You don't want to touch the branches. You want to go all the way over the top. Inhale back to the center line. As you exhale, right arm to right thigh. Left arm reaches really far over your head. Feel free to turn your gaze up for this extended side angle. Inhale back to the center line. Arms are parallel to the earth. As you exhale, you're going to fold all the way back down, framing your right foot with your hands. Turn your left foot to face straight forward and back. Step back to downward facing dog. You could take a bit of time and hang out in your dog or your table or your child's pose. Or you could add a little vinyasa, plank. You could do a full push-up if you want, or you could continue with knees, chest, chin, back bend of choice. We'll all meet up in the next breath or two in our table or in our downward dog. When you're ready, float your right foot again to the sky. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot next to your right foot. Inhale, find half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way to the sky. Exhale, your hands in front of your heart. Take a deep, full breath before we take this to the other side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands down. The right foot steps back. The fingertips frame the left foot. Again, blocks or books or water bottles, whatever props you have on hand can be really nice here. As you inhale, lift the center of your chest. You can drop your hips down. You can roll your shoulders back. As you exhale, your back hip, both of your hips actually will lift up as you round your spine. Your knee can pull a little back here. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. One more like this. Inhale back to neutral. Your right hand stays grounded. You're going to reach your left arm forward again, picking that imaginary fruit, and you're reaching it all the way up and over. Maybe there's someone in the middle here jumping up trying to get it, so you have to lift it as high as you can. You drop it in the basket behind you, and then you bring your arm back to its first position, moving your props to the side, plant the hands down, step back, downward facing dog, or table pose, your choice. You could stay right here, hang out. You could come to your dog, your table, your in dog, perhaps, your child's pose. You can do a little half vinyasa, inhaling forward, plank. You could do knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Cobra, upward dog, sphinx, back bend of choice. And we'll meet back in our table or our downward facing dog. Okay. Take it to the level that feels good to your spine today. When you're ready, the left leg floats up as you inhale. The left foot steps back to the front of the mat. Turn your right foot to face the long edge of the mat. Your left hand stays planted down. You can use a block here. Reach forward. Pick an imaginary fruit. Lift it up high, but you can't reach that basket, so you have to lift all the way up to standing and place the fruit back behind you as you come to warrior two. Reach out through your fingertips. Inhale, turn your left palm up, reach a little bit forward, and then sweep the left arm over your head. Really enjoy that side stretch. Side bending is so good for your spine, really for your whole body. Inhale back to the center line. As you exhale, left arm to left thigh, reach your right arm overhead. Feel the nice stretch now along the right side of your torso. Feel free to look up if that feels good, or down if that feels better. Inhale back to the center line, arms parallel to the earth. As you exhale, fold all the way back down, planting the hands to frame the left foot. Right foot turns straight forward and back. Step back, downward dog. Again, totally your choice of where to go. We've had quite a few vinyasas today, so you are more than welcome to skip them out and rest. I'm going to stay in my down dog here, or you can add on. You can add more vinyasas, more push-ups, more plank holds, and make this a bit more of a vigorous practice should you need to do so. We'll meet in table or dog in the next breath. And then float the left foot to the sky. Step the left foot forward. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, find halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to the sky. Exhale, your hands in front of your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. As you exhale, plant your hands down. Step your left foot back. We're going directly to our warrior two. So the right hand is on the outside of the right foot. The left foot turns to the long edge of the mat. You're going to open up that left arm. Reach all the way back as you bring the right arm parallel to the earth. Make any adjustments you need with your feet. Find some stability here. Reach out through your fingertips. As you inhale, your right palm turns up. Lean just a couple of inches forward. And then fold back so you really enjoy that stretch. Inhale to the center line. As you exhale, right arm to right thigh, left arm sweeps up over your head. And we're going to flow between these two poses. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale to reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale to extended side angle. And you can keep going exactly like this, resting the hand on the leg, or I'm sweeping my left arm in front of my body and my right arm overhead. So now I don't have the support of my arm. Makes it a little more challenging for my core muscles. Now I can sweep my right arm in front of my body, my left arm over my head. Come back to center. Do the same thing, taking the arm that you're folding towards. So I'm folding to the back, bringing my back arm behind me. Folding to the front, bringing my front arm behind me. You'll find some really nice core work if you decide to try the hands-free option. And maybe you go once more in each direction, your variation. Coming back to your warrior two as you inhale. As you exhale, you windmill all the way down to the floor. Plant your hands. Turn your back foot to face straight forward and back. And step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. We're going to go knees, chest, chin again. So as you exhale, knees to the floor, chest and chin to the floor. Leave your bum up a little bit. Untuck your toes. Inhale, tuck your pelvis down. Lift the center of your chest. Now, this part is hard, so do your best. It's really, really tricky. So I don't expect you, if you haven't done this kind of caterpillar motion in your spine, to get this right away. You can watch and then join in. I'm going to give you a couple of goes. You're going to lower yourself down. Keep your elbows really hugged in. You want your hands to be a little further back than you think. You don't want them right under your shoulders. Think more around your rib cage. Come all the way down. Press your hands down. Squeeze your elbows in. See if you can lift from your pelvis. You're going back to that little bit of lift in your butt. Your knees can kind of slide in a little bit. And you keep your chest really, 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 really low. Maybe you can bring your elbows to the floor as you push back to child's pose. Now, I'm not going to do the forward variation. We're just going to come through a normal and then come back. If you know the forward variation of caterpillar, feel free to take it. I'm just going to come straight forward to my plank. Nice and low, knees are down. Exhale, chest and chin. Tuck the pelvis. Lift the chest as you inhale. Come up as high as you want. As you exhale, lower down. Elbows tuck in. If you felt like it was really hard the first time, maybe slide your hands a little further back. Counterintuitively, it makes it much easier. Lift your pelvis. You can scoot your knees in a little bit. Pull, 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 pull back. Don't worry if your elbows don't touch the floor. Just get as far as you can in that direction. Go to child's pose. Relax. It's really hard work for your arms and for your spine. If you want, you can go one more time. You can rest if you don't want to. Again, it's low plank, chest and chin to the floor. Tuck the pelvis, lift the chest, cobra. Come all the way down. The hands press down firmly. The bum lifts. You really have to use your muscles around your lower torso. You lift, lift, lift. Elbows to the floor. Belly back. Child's pose. Rest for a few breaths. Maybe wiggle out your wrists. It's shockingly difficult. And I won't say I'm the best at it. My spine tends to get a little sticky around my tailbone. When you're ready, come on back to your table or your downward facing dog. Take a little wiggle, make sure everything feels good, and then float your right foot up. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to roll to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a deep breath. We're going to take that home on the other side, and then we're going to relax. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale to fold. Stick your butt out behind you. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands. Right foot steps back. We're going directly to warrior two, so the right toes turn to the long edge of the mat. You can reach for your imaginary fruit, reaching the right arm in front. Sweep it up over that jumping person trying to take your fruit from you, and rise all the way up. Deposit the fruit in the basket. Warrior two. Left palm turns up. You reach a little forward, and then you fold back. Reversed warrior. Inhale to the center line. Warrior two. Exhale. Left arm to left thigh, right arm overhead. Extended side. Inhale to the center. Exhale back. Move at your own pace. You can be going faster or slower. You can really linger in this if you want. If you like that extra core, you can always take the arm that you are folding towards. So I'm folding back to my right arm comes in front of me or behind me. And then back to the center line. So it's like a hands-free. I like to imagine I'm making a giant yin-yang symbol as I do this. And you really feel the sides of your torso working quite a lot. If you try that option, you have to really firm up your core muscles. Let's do once more in each direction. Your own variation. Coming back to warrior two as you inhale. As you exhale, you're going to windmill yourself all the way down. Plant your hands, turn your back foot straight forward and back, and step back, downward dog. Or table pose. We're going to try that little wiggle back through our spine again. Do what you can, and just smile when it fails spectacularly, because it's really weird and challenging. The first hard part is, you really works your arms, but it's also extremely challenging to get the movement in your spine. It's not something that after we reach adulthood we ever do with our spine anymore. Come forward to your plank. Knees to the ground. Chest and chin come to the floor. Untuck your toes. Tuck your pelvis down. Lift the center of your chest. Inhale. As you exhale, you lower all the way down. Remember, you want your hands to be a little further back and down. That'll actually make this easier. And then you push down into your thighs. Lift your pelvis. You can slide your knees in. You can even inchworm them in if you need to, so your butt is in the air. You should feel like an idiot. And then you slide it back. Elbows come to the floor. All the way back to child's pose. And you can repeat that. You can have another go if you want to. Or two. Or you can simply enjoy yourself and rest. All right. When you're ready, inhale your way back to your table. We're tucking your toes to a downward facing dog. You're going to float your left foot to the sky. Don't step it forward yet, because what you're actually going to do is step to pigeon, so left knee behind the left hand. If this variation feels good, slide your right thigh back and feel free to fold forward. Of course, you're also welcome to take a pinwheel pigeon, sitting on the outer edge of your left hip, drawing your right knee a little bit in, maybe folding forward here. In either of these positions, feel free to prop a blanket underneath either buttock or knee or wherever you need some extra support. If those aren't quite right, feel free to come onto your back, crossing your left ankle. I had to think about that for a moment because I'm doing the left side first here, over the top of your right knee. This is also something that if you have a chair handy and you were using it earlier and you think that would be nice, imagine that I'm sitting in a chair here and I cross my left ankle over the top of my right knee. I can lean forward from the chair and I get this really nice stretch of the back of my body. So it works in a variety of different ways. As I flop myself to the floor. You're just targeting your outer hips. We'll take a few more breaths here. Winding down. We're actually going to come next to a seated twist, which you can, again, if you're sitting in a chair, you could do in a chair. If you're lying on your back, you'll just rock yourself forward and cross your left foot to the outside of your right leg. If you're facing forward, you'll have to wiggle your leg out from under you, sit on the outside edge of your left hip. If you're already in pinwheel, you'll be better equipped. Slide your right leg all the way around. We're going opposite directions. So one group will have the left ankle over the top of the right knee, and the other will have the right ankle over the top of the left knee. Don't worry if you go a different direction. Go the one that feels natural. You're going to twist towards your knee that's pointing towards the ceiling. So if you came from your back, you're going to be having your left ankle over the top. You can fold your right foot in. If you came from the forward facing, you're going to go the opposite direction just because it's easier. Lift your arms up. Twist towards the knee pointing to the ceiling and enjoy. It doesn't matter. Just remember which direction you're twisting in case you choose a different variation on the other side, and twist the other way next time. Now, you're seated. When you come out of the twist, all you're going to do is switch the crossing of the legs. You could roll onto your back. You could sit in your chair, and you find the stretch on the other side. This should be stretching your right hip. If you're facing forward, you're going to have to unwind yourself. You're going to have to take your legs behind you. Come to your table or your downward dog. Lift your right leg up and take your right knee behind your right hand. Your left thigh will come back. Doesn't matter what variation you pick. It can be totally different from the first one. You just want to feel your hips a little bit. You can do pinwheel, traditional pigeon, reclined pigeon, or a seated chair pigeon, which kind of sounds like it would be like the easy variation, but is actually, at least for me, kind of a challenge because it really puts a lot of good pressure on the outsides of my hips. So don't shy away from trying it just because it's seated in a chair and doesn't seem like it would be as hard. It's also a great one to try if you are seated in a chair for work for long periods of time. Just crossing an ankle over the top of the knee and leaning forward is so good for your back. All right. If you are in a forward-facing position, you're going to lift yourself up. You're sitting on the outside edge of your right hip. You're going to swing your left leg all the way open and around. You can have the right foot folded in, or you can extend the right foot. You'll then twist to your left. If you're lying on your back or seated, you're going to have your right ankle over the top of your left knee. You can rock yourself forward, or you can rock side to side and then come to seated. You will have your right knee over the top, and you will twist to your right. So find the other side. I did the right side, now I'm going to do the left side. Just remember which one you did last time and go the other way. I didn't tell you this at the beginning, but this is also, a little memory test yoga class. All right, when you're ready, unwind your twist. And everybody just gets to extend their legs out in front of them and go, wiggle, shake, let it all go. That feels nice. We'll go for a forward fold. You can do this with your legs extended straight out in front of you, with the insides of your feet touching if you want. Or you can do it with your legs a little bit wider if that feels better. You could also decide to sit perfectly flat on the floor, or to sit up onto a blanket or a block. You could also, if you fold forward and you feel a lot of tension at the back of your legs, bring your knees in towards you. So do whatever you need to do so that you feel really nice openness at the back of your spine. You can feel some stretch at the back of your thighs, but that's not our primary goal today, is to feel that. So feel free to bring your knees in so you can get your back into this stretch. When you're ready, lift your arms up. Breathe in, maybe lean the tiniest bit back, just an inch or two, so you feel your abdominals, and then fold forward, reach towards your feet. It doesn't matter if you get anywhere close. You find your place where you feel your back, and you round into it. You're welcome to hold your feet, or even use a strap to hold your feet if that's something that feels good to you. Quite partial, just putting my hands on the floor at my maximum. I like to sway because that feels good to my spine. You're welcome to join me. And here I can feel a bit of a stretch at the back of my thighs, but it's not super intense. What I mostly feel is just a really nice sense of space all through my back. Walk your fingertips in towards you. Roll yourself to a seat. Roll your shoulders back away from your ears. Just make sure you're sitting right in the center of your mat. We're going to roll really, 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 really slow to the floor. Feel free to do that with your legs straight, a little more challenging, or with your knees bent, a little more gentle for your back if it's feeling tired or put upon. Hands behind the thighs or arms reaching in front of you. Lift up as you inhale. As you exhale, start to lower slowly towards the floor. I want you to take at least a couple of breaths to do this. If you need to walk your hands behind you, go for it. But you want to feel the core muscles working. You want to feel your belly button hugging towards your spine. Don't clench your shoulders. Keep them mobile. And lower slow, slow, so slow. Painfully slow, shakily slow. If you need support of your hands, let it happen and come to the mat. Relax for a moment. Slide the soles of your feet in so your knees are pointing towards the ceiling. You can adjust your hips as needed. Plant your hands on the floor. Now you want to imagine that you're again flowing through your spine here. So as you exhale, bring your low back towards the mat, so you're tilting your pelvis towards yourself. The front of your pelvis, the front of the bowl of your pelvis is tilting in. And then from there, as you tilt that pelvis in, you lift your tailbone up, you lift your whole spine up, you come towards this bridge pose. As you exhale, think about laying your spine down from the top to the bottom. So you articulate all the way down. Again, you're going to have to pull your belly towards your spine, and you lay your upper back down, your mid back down, your lower back down, your tailbone down, and then you release and you let that space reappear between your lower back and the floor, if that's a possibility for you. The bowl of your pelvis is now tilting away from you. Exhale, tilt the bowl of the pelvis in. Lift everything up, so you're coming from the tailbone, the low back, the mid back, and kind of your upper back always is going to be on the floor here. And then you lower down the mid back, the lower back, the tailbone, and you release. Try that a few more times. You can be pressing into your hands as much as you need. Let's do one more. Just rest here, either with your knees pointing straight up or taking the feet a little wider than the hips with the knees knocking in. Reach your arms up over your head. Press your left arm on top of your right arm. Give yourself a big hug coming to your constructive rest pose. Feel free to massage your arms or your shoulders here. Opening your arms up. Now you'll cross your right arm over the left. You might choose now to open up your legs, soles of the feet together, knees out to the sides. Little Baddha Konasana action. Open your arms up as you inhale. You can use your hands to help gather your knees in here if you would like. I'm quite partial to taking my feet again a little wider and taking some windshield wipers here. You can do that. You're welcome to draw your knees towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug or come to a happy baby, soles of the feet to the sky. Taking any finishing up movements that you need before making your way to Savasana. Finding a comfortable space for your body to rest. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And a big breath out. And allow your whole body to relax. Your eyes, your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders, your chest, your belly, your hips, your arms, your legs, your hands, and your feet. The whole body coming to this quiet resting place. big sigh out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe turn your head from right to left. As you're ready, roll yourself over to one side. Rest there for at least 2 or 3 breaths. When you're ready, press yourself up, coming to a comfortable seat for you today. Let your hands come in front of your heart. We'll close here with our deep breath together. We'll go in through the nose if possible. Nice big sigh out the mouth. Starting together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice and your time. Have a great rest of your day.